All right, so we're still here at Aaron Brown Racing, and this is Max. Max, what's your last name?
Sigle.
Okay, Civil?
Sigle.
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 Max Sigle. So Max Sigle's got a history in racing, okay? And I was fortunate enough to be able to talk with this man for a while, get a lot of tech stuff out, and we talked cars for a while this weekend. We've been really, really lucky. So tell us, Max, how did you get to this level in this business? How did you get here?
Well, I started out as a dealership tech, working on import cars, Hondas, Nissans, Hyundais, and so on. And was sick and tired of the roller coaster ride for a paycheck. And had worked at several of Rick Hendrick's dealerships over a period of a few years. And every time I'd see him, I'd say, hey, you know, I'd really like to get into NASCAR, because I had was crew chief on my buddy's late model at Lakeside and I-70 Speedway over in Kansas City, which is where I was born and raised. Well, he finally said, well, you get a resume together and I'll get you set up for interviews. I'm like, okay. So I did, and he did. So I went to North Carolina and interviewed with all three Cup teams and Dennis Conner truck. But the best interview I had was with Gary Dehart on the 5-car on Terry the Bounty's car. And so he said, I won't hire you away from up there, you got to be down here. So, okay, long story short, I came down after Christmas and went straight to him. He said, well, you here? Nope, not yet. Well, you got to be here. So I hit the dealerships, and I got on at the Toyota dealership in Concord that Rick Hendrick also owns. So I went home and told him what I was doing, because I was working at a Nissan dealership that he owned at the time, and they transferred me down. I kept my vacation, my seniority.
That's awesome.
Moved me down here, and so it took me, that was January 1st of 96. I moved down, and it took me a little over a year, but I got on with my first team, and it was a 96 car. Caterpillar was the sponsor. And
96 car in 96.
Yep.
That was good luck.
Yep. So I finished the year out with them, but they closed the doors, and I got on with Joe Bessie on the 60 car. Was there for a year and a half and saw the handwriting on the walls. I knew they weren't going to make it, so I started looking. I ended up getting on at Robert Yates Racing on Dale Jarrett's car.
No kidding.
So I was there for 3 years. The whole time I was in it, I did suspension and brakes, but for the most part, I mean, if it bolted on the car, I had my hands on it. I mean, I did all the brake lines, hard lines, pedal box for the master cylinders, installed engines, transmissions. But my main thing was I was the suspension tech. That was my specialty.
Yeah.
So suspension and brakes. The whole 11 and a half years I was in it.
That's awesome.
So then I went from Yates, I was laid off with them, went to Roush on the 99 car, and with Jeff Burton initially, then he went over to Childress. So they moved Carl Edwards into the seat, and I was there for 4 years. You know, at the end of 07, I got moved back across the street to Yates when Roush and Yates merged, and I was on the 28 of Trappist Falls for him for the season.
That's awesome.
So,
and I happen to be a heck of a Roush fan personally. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of history with Roush, and then all of our Fords, those are Roush Yates motors. So
and
they
boy,
build a hell of a motor.
So let's change gears here
Okay.
a little bit about today.
Okay.
I was out there watching cars run all day yesterday, all day today.
Yep.
All right. You guys got out there today. You didn't get them running yesterday at all. You fired the engines up. You idled them. I don't think you guys even cracked the throttle on them. You just let them idle, let them get warm, shut them down, check them over. Both of your cars rolled down that track today without so much as a hiccup, a pop, a puff, a nothing.
Right.
It was a flawless ride. And our viewers are going to see on the video.
Oh, awesome.
The video does not lie.
Cool.
So I wanted to commend you guys. You are a hell of a crew chief. And what I've seen here, the professionalism is incredible. And it seems to me Aaron Brown's a pretty lucky guy to have you guys. You guys are lucky to be working for Aaron Brown.
Absolutely. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
We have a real good chemistry.
Yeah.
And that means a lot. You guys have to get along, and it works out really well.
And he's a funny guy with a heck of a sense of humor, too.
He is. He's a character.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Max.
Thank
and
you.
I'm going to come down and
Appreciate
visit you
it.
guys in North Carolina. I can't wait.
You need to come
Can't
down
wait
and
to
check
come
us out.
down and see you.
Oh yeah, cool.